that Yanmar is one of the largest producers of diesel motors in the world, and they're in all heavy-duty and light-duty construction work. So if the tractor's built around that motor, that's the beginning.
We had the chance to meet with Tom. He owns a Yanmar YT3 cab, and before that he had owned several Kubota tractors. We got a chance to come to his property and ask him a few questions about how his tractor had been treating him so far. We also asked him why he went with a Yanmar over a Kubota and if he was happy with that decision. Here's what he had to say.
Bought this Yanmar tractor in the early spring of 2021. I had a Kubota L4701, and it was my fourth Kubota.
Awesome. And how many Kubotas have you had?
4.
Okay. So I guess my big question is, why did you choose Yanmar and switch from Kubota to Yanmar?
Well, I was reluctant to get on the Yanmar at first because what I've read about it and the reputation exceeded what my preconceived expectations were. And when I got on it, I drove it around the parking lot and I thought, man, this is a good tractor. Easy to operate, accelerates smooth. I went home that night and I talked to my wife about it, and I wanted a tractor with a cab. And I came back the next day and I told the people at Tractor Bob's in Oklahoma City that I think I want that tractor. And it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made as far as buying tractors. Well, it's compact and small enough for me to do what I need to do because I mostly do commercial work, which is brush hogging, street sweeping, dirt work. But it has enough power and big enough that I'm not limited by that. I can do farming with it, and I just did 17 acres. I have a disc and a tiller to go with it, and it has the power I need to meet those needs, and it's incredibly easy to drive. A few hours, and pretty soon you've got it all figured out. The turn radius is better than what my Kubota was. The field of vision, excellent, and you just get a very good, strong sense of safety. I've actually rolled a Kubota, but this one, digging out a pond dam, and I got too hot.
Digging out a pond.
Yeah, and that wasn't a good day. But this one, the way it sits, you feel very stable. Both on the front end and the back end. The driving and the power steering are easy to use. I've just recently recovered from neck surgery, so my arms were a little weak for a while, but I did not have any problem with that at all. With the cab, I can be out longer. We got a lot of snow here earlier this spring, and I did a lot of plowing. I was all day in a t-shirt and a jeans, just trucking along. Where the year that I had my Kubota, I had 4 layers on, electric boots, and hand warmers, and I was still cold. There are some days we're out here, it's 105 in Oklahoma, the West, and I'm with the air conditioning and comfortable all day long. It's just for somebody where I am in my life, it's the perfect fit. As far as reliability, I've had no issues with service. Easy to fuel up, which is here. Unlike the Kubotas, you got to climb on top. Checking the oil, all the fluids are well within reach, easy to pull out. Haven't had any issues as far as the emissions, or even when it does its burn off. It's really easy. I can still operate on that. All the points back here are easy to access. We put in this hydraulic arm here. It just didn't take any time at all. It was easy to put in, and it just makes it so much easier to add and take implements off and to use it. I like these wheels. It doesn't leave too much of a footprint, but they're aggressive enough that I can work in soft soil. Sometimes if I need to, I can always open the back window if I'm not making a lot of dirt and dust, and just let the air flow through. It's a comfortable tractor. The filters to clean the air conditioners are pretty easy to get at. You just step up and unscrew them. Lights are bright. There's 2 cameras. This camera looks straight down so I could watch everything right here. This camera looks right here so I could see my footprint of what I do. If I'm tilling, plowing, grading, even brushing streets, I have a perfect field of vision. So it's just gradually look up. Again, it's just a convenience. I have the lights angled differently. I have one that goes down if I'm working at night and one that goes back, and they light up the whole area. First time I saw cameras on a tractor was in Nebraska, but it was like a $250,000 six-wheel monster.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, man, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Kubotas or John Deere's or anybody with cameras.
Yeah.
The people I know that have them, I'm one of the few that has them. Everybody says, wow, where'd you get that? So, Tractor Bob's. So, and what I like about working with them is that if I have a question, they answer it. If I have a need, they answer it. They made the bracket up there, and you know, they're just really good to work with. The thing about a Yanmar that impressed me is the motor. And I didn't know much about the motors till I saw a friend of mine with the skid steer. He had a Yanmar motor. And then this guy down the road's got a John Deere tractor and it's a Yanmar motor. And I began to do research that Yanmar is one of the largest producers of diesel motors in the world. And they're in all heavy duty and light duty construction work. So if the tractor's built around that motor, that's the beginning. There's plenty of power, and it runs quiet, and it's smooth. It's got torque. The transmission's great. It's a 3-step transmission. The basic fundamental building block of that tractor is superior to any one that I've been on. And I grew up on Fords, and I've been on John Deere's, and I've been on Kubotas. It's just superior in my opinion. No slippage. There's no delay from going forward to backwards. There's no delay from turning an implement on or turning it off. No drop in power. I can run it open all day. It doesn't overheat. You know, I'm thrilled. The Kubota I had always had a heat problem, and I couldn't run it all day. This one, I was on a job one time. It was 16 hours, just run it open all day. All I just add fuel to it and go, and no problem at all with the transmission. Well, I started out brush hogging, and then as clients came, said, "Hey, can you do tilling? Can you do rotor tilling?" So I have all that. Can you do post hole? So I got a post hole digger, and then as my business grew, you know, upgraded to a heavier duty box blade, which I got at Tractor Bob's, and we added the work saver power broom brush back here, and we sweep streets with it. If I need to do planting, I rent a no-till drill from Land Pride, which is pretty big, and it goes on the back of that, no problem at all. So it's just, as the years have gone by, my business has become more diversified based on whatever the clients need. You know, and there's so many neat toys you can get with this. Different types of mower configurations, bat wings, the whole 9 yards, but you know, if you got the work to do it, you should be able to afford to do it. And boomer sooner.
Boomer sooner, that's right. Thanks, Tom. Thank you so much, Tom, for allowing us to talk with you and make this video. To everyone watching, remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Also, I invite you to check out the Tractor Bob's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.